Hey everyone, so I've taken 5 trades in the past 24 hours, and I wanted to just go over them and show everyone why I did what I did and what I was thinking at the time of the trades, because apparently you guys like these type of videos, so I'm back with another one. So this is just the hourly, just showing you. So I did trade Asian session last night, and I scalped 7 points. And then I went long this morning twice and I shorted this morning. So let's just go to the Asian session. And I haven't marked up anything. I cleared my drawings so I can redraw them. But for right now, let's go ahead and put in just some levels of liquidity real quick that I had at the time. So sell side was here. And there's also 15-minute sell side over here that I had to label because the hourly wasn't enough. There wasn't a level in between where price was and the next sell side, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But there wasn't a level between price and the next sell side that I would have been comfortable shorting to. So I had to go to 15-minute and find the nearest low. And that happened to be where price stopped. So yesterday I was actually on the 5-minute at the time during Asia session. I think it's Asia session. Asia session starts at 7, I think. I think that's what P-Dub told me. Anyways, I consider all of this that happens overnight, not overnight, but from 6 p.m. when the market reopens until 3 a.m. when London opens, I just call all that Asia. So don't let me confuse you on your times. But anyways, I noticed that we were selling down pretty hard after we opened at 6. And I happened to be at my desk, so I noticed we had a gap here that did not get filled or even touched. Then we had another one here that did not get filled or touched. And then we had another one here. And I'm assuming, okay, we're selling down pretty hard for this session especially. Where are we headed and why? So if you know anything about how I trade, sometimes I like to trade what I call avoiding a gap. So in order for this candle here to not be a gap, price had to come back on this third candle and hit this wick. So seeing that no other gap had been tested or respected, and we hadn't taken out, there's a level down here somewhere that I didn't mark off. We hadn't taken out this level down here yet. I decided to short from this wick. So this wick avoided a gap and allowed price to come back down into the sell side down here. And I need to find out. I thought it was on the 15-minute. Let me see, because there's a level somewhere over here that I didn't add. Down here. It's this one. And this is what I was looking at last night when I traded this. Sell side. Okay, cool. So, come on. Trading View worked for me today. So I assumed that price would not come back in here, and I sold down until I saw price stop right here. Price stopped, and I'm like, okay, why are we stopping? And it was Asia session, which typically is not very volatile. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to risk this retracing back up into any of these gaps or retracing back up here. So I just took it off, which is 4 points. And I was just scalping on the ES with one contract, right? And then I saw price come down here and I drew this engineered liquidity right here. So equal low, almost equal low, almost all of this is engineered liquidity. So this means that price is doing nothing but setting itself up to go the other way. And then boom, we had our real stop run right here. And we came down and we tapped this sell side at 39.56. So I then drew this as my breaker. And I wasn't quick enough to get into the trade when it tapped the breaker after closing right here. It literally tapped, opened, tapped, and then went back up. But because this breaker was so tight, it's only a point wide, I was okay with taking it a point higher. So I took it at 39.60 instead of 39.59. And then I took it off. Let's move this. I took it off up here, which in reality I could have held it all freaking night, but everything looks good in hindsight. So I wouldn't have done that. So I'm not even going to say that's what I would have done or should have done, because only matters what you did. Did you make money? Yes or no? And I did. So I took it off at these equal highs here at 39.63. So 3 points here and then 4 down. So that's 7 points for the Asian session. On the ES, that's like 300, and I think it was like 328 or something after commissions or whatever. I don't know. It's like $300. And that's a pretty decent day, or evening, I should say. A little hour and a half, little trading session. $300 isn't too bad for that. And then fast forward to this morning, we had news at 10 o'clock today. So I missed this wholesale move down. I wasn't looking at the charts at all. And then, so I just decided to wait till open. And then at open, I noticed that, mind you, I still have these other levels of sell side. But you see how they're still respected, which is interesting. But I noticed that we came down and we took out a low from, let's go to the 15 minute. We took out, or we didn't take out a low, sorry. We closed a gap. We filled a gap here. That's what this was on the 15 minute. And then back to the 5 minute. This is 9 o'clock, so we take this out and we come back up, and then we're playing around. And then at 9:30, literally, it's so obvious. All the liquidity is up here. Like, all of it is up here. And when I took this trade on the 15 minute, because I look at both. I run back and forth between the 5 and the 15 minute. I really wanted price to come to the CE of this gap here, which was 39.77, which would have gave me a full 10 points. But it did not. It stopped a point short. And once it got up here and I drew fibs from this range of this low to this high, or this high to this low here, once it got back into what I consider premium for the short range, because my bias was still short for the day, I covered at 5 points. And then so I did get stopped out here, 5 points in profit, because once it got above this equilibrium, I said it could reverse. And clearly I'm glad I covered and took 5 points, even though I wanted my 10 and I could have took 9, whatever. I didn't. I took 5. And then it came down and destroyed all of this. So premium and discount is super important. And that was the framework behind that trade. I really wanted it to come right here, but it's okay. It did not. Price does what it wants to do, not what we want it to do. So let's get rid of some of these lines. So then we came down, and this is where we took out the lows from from last night. We came down and we took all of this out and came down here. Price came down to what's this low? 39.43. And then on the 5 minute, I'm looking at it. Oh no, sorry. We're over here. Price came down to 39.50. And I am looking at this point. Okay, we took out those lows. We could reverse, and then it was also 10:30. 10:30 is like reversal time. Time and price is so important when you're trading. So then I noticed that we had a doji here, and then this candle is literally, this next candle is 10:30. So I went long, trying to anticipate this retrace into this breaker up here. So instead of just waiting for the breaker for it to come get me in the breaker to short, I decided to go long into it, which is a bit of a more risky trade, but it worked out. And this is my breaker. This is my gap. And it was also there on the 15 minute as well, which makes this like one of my favorite setups ever to trade. So I took it long. I took it off right before it got in here. So I took it off at 39.63. So 39.58 to 39.63, which is another 5 points. I took that off because it could have stopped here and then destroyed me. So I took it off, and then price literally like just rammed up into where I put my sell order in, which was 39.67 towards the top of this gap. And then price came up here. I did risk a lot on this second short because my target was so big. My target was these lows right here. So I risked 11 points on the second short, or not the second short, on the first short, the third trade. I entered 39.67. Okay, that's the whole wrong thing. Let's try a short trade, not a long trade. If I can get rid of this. Short position, 39.67. I risked about 11 points. I had it above here. And then my target was down here at 17 points. And I did take some heat. I took this short and it did go up to what, 39.72. So I took like 5 points of heat. But I did get stopped out, so that's cool. I hit my stop. And then price died and target filled. So all in all, 7 points from last night plus 5 long is 12 plus 5 long here is 17, which is why I didn't mind risking this because I was already up 17 points for the day. So if I would have lost that trade, I just would have been done. And I still would have netted 5 points today had I lost. So, or 6 points, whatever the math is. But I wasn't scared to risk this short here because I knew they were coming for these lows. It was just too obvious. And now I'm done. I've done enough trading for a week. And I'm going to leave it alone. And obviously you can see the lunchtime consolidation and price is still moving, headed kind of down, doing whatever. I don't really care. I'm done. It's Wednesday. I'm done trading for this week. I'll probably open and close positions tomorrow on Friday so I can get my second payout in this funded account, but it is what it is. Hopefully I wasn't too all over the place in this video because there was a lot going on. It isn't a usual, oh, here's my trade, this is why, blah, blah, blah. There's liquidity everywhere, and I really was being aggressive, trading up and down, up and down. So if this was helpful, give me a like, shout me out in the comments, let me know what you thought. Turn on notifications if you'd like to see when I post more. And see you guys later. Thanks. Stay safe in these trading streets.